All right. Welcome back to the Super Fantasy Bros podcast, season 2, episode 3. And today we crowned the champion of the best fantasy running back of the 2000s. If you've been following along on Instagram and Twitter, we've pretty much been, you guys probably know who's going to be in the championship for that one at this point. If not, it'll all be a surprise to you, but we're going to break down our own all the way from round 2 through the finals for the best running back since the year 2000. So let's get right into it, boys.
Let's do it.
Just as a reminder before we get into it, even though I just said let's get into it, the seeding is based on their peak season, so not their all-time stats, just so we had some different matchups so it wasn't too easy to pick. We'll be judging them based on their stats since the year 2000, their peak season or seasons, their fantasy impact, likability, career stats, and of course, our personal opinions. All right, let's get right into it. Round 2, the round of 32, matchup number 1. I think this one explains itself, guys.
It's a blowout.
Easy.
GG's too easy.
Yeah, too easy.
I don't know. You can't go against 31 touchdowns in a season. I know that's only his peak season, but even the rest of the numbers for the career speak for themselves.
Yeah, Clinton Portis was a beast during his peak, but just doesn't come close to LT. Just doesn't come close.
I don't know if anyone does.
More than 150 more fantasy points in that season, too.
Yeah, I think we got to bring out the brooms. It's a clean sweep.
Unlike the Sixers.
Right. We don't got to talk about it.
Well, hopefully by then that they've already won. When this is uploaded.
Yeah. Anyways, LT wins this round for us. And for the fans, LT also won 47-2.
So, who were those two?
I don't know who those two were. We're voting for Clinton Portis.
Put them on blast.
There's always a couple people that are they might just be picking on accident on the Instagram story or something. But anyways, let's get into round 2, matchup number 2. A little bit more interesting here. So we got Brian Westbrook versus Ray Rice. They pretty much peaked at the exact same peak, 372 fantasy points each. But I do think Brian Westbrook had a little bit more of a bigger impact and obviously the more likable player. So that's what I'm taking.
Easily more likable.
Easily more likable, even though he played more games. The career numbers are still better. And my Eagles bias has to kick in. So got to go B West.
Yeah. Ray Rice maybe could have been better if he didn't draw.
Oh, he drawed big time.
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Yeah, get him out of here. B West. All right. I think we're all taking B West here, right?
Yes, sir.
Lock it in.
Easy.
All right.
Q said Ray Rice.
He did.
Q.
I said Ray Rice is a bad man.
Oh, all
right. Bad man.
All right, so we all take Brian Westbrook. Fans are with us 43-7. So nice blowout here for B West.
GG's.
Round 2, matchup number 3. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory too. Eddie George might have had a better case if we included his career stats here.
Yeah.
But for impact since 2000, I got to go Arian Foster.
Yeah, I probably would have voted Eddie George if it was career.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arian Foster here.
Yeah.
What separates Arian Foster from Eddie George for me is definitely his receiving numbers throughout the career. It's just practically double what Eddie George did. It's insane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Arian Foster's receiving numbers, plus even his rushing numbers, right now, obviously compared to his 2000s stats, Arian Foster just takes the cake here. And his peak was massive.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Pause.
Arian Foster. Arian Foster moves on. The fans agree 40-10 over Eddie George.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get into the next one here. Round 2, matchup number 4. Got CJ2K versus Dalvin Cook. I think I know who I'm taking. Matt, is your bias going to sneak through here?
Can't let it. I can't.
At least
even though Dalvin Cook's only played a third of the games, Chris Johnson rushing for 2,000 yards in the season, CJ2K. Even his receiving numbers aren't even horrible. He was an all-around great running back. I just would have to see more from Dow for me to take him over CJ.
I mean, he's only played a third of the games, but he's also on track, if he were to stay this way, to pass Chris Johnson. But yeah, you're going Chris Johnson.
Only time
here.
will tell.
Maybe
I'm glad
we'll,
that you.
we'll
what?
come back in like 10 years and we'll do this again. Maybe
Yeah.
Dad will beat him.
Hopefully, we still have this file.
We'll break it
Sean
all
saves
down.
everything.
I'm glad Matt has some self control in his bias, though.
Unlike
Sean-
Sean.
Yeah,
Whoa! I have some self-control.
Sean's itching for bias.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when we get to this season. We'll see
Bias and
who's the
soda.
biased ones here. Anyways, yeah, I'm taking CJ 2K. I think it's a clean sweep. Anyone taking Dow?
Nope.
It hurts. It breaks my heart, but can't do
Yeah, I
it.
thought Matt would be the only one. All right. CJ 2K is moving on, and he's moving on in the fan bracket 33-15. A little bit closer, a little bit more respectable, but
Just
still.
think, he doesn't care that you lost your fantasy championship, so why should you care he lost this?
Yeah, fuck him. I take that back. I take that back.
Dang.
I
Wow,
take
Matt,
it
I thought
back.
that was your man's.
Who-
I wish you're
I'll
wearing
take
the.
it back.
I wish you were wearing the Dow jersey when you said that.
I would never slander his name while his name's on my back.
All right, round 2, matchup number 5. We got Steven Jackson versus Frank Gore.
Battle of the OGs.
Yeah, these dudes both had a very long career, but I still think Steven Jackson was a bit more effective in a lot less games. Only 20 less catches in 81 less games. Pretty much almost the same amount of receiving yards also. Obviously,
I can't
Frank Gore
believe
gets
that-
the edge in rushing yards, but
Yeah, I can't believe Frank Gore only had 9 touchdowns in his peak season.
yeah, it's crazy.
That
That was like
blows
his
my
best like
mind.
receiving season though. That really helped him out there. But yeah, he really never
Yeah.
scored that many touchdowns.
Wow,
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah,
still got to go
definitely.
Steven Jackson.
Yeah, 8 straight seasons, 1,000 rushing yards, 6 seasons of 40 plus catches.
All right,
was
so
just a
say
monster.
this wasn't for fantasy and it was just like overall player. You still taking Steven Jackson?
Yeah, Frank
Yeah,
Gore is just like
His
average.
peak was better.
You can't say average, but
Frank Gore just lasted longer.
it's just a workers running back, workman's.
Steven Jackson
I
was
don't know.
arguably the best running back in the league at one point. Frank Gore was always like top 10, but never like truly like that best running back.
Steven
He was
Jackson
solid.
walked so Marshawn Lynch could run.
Thank
Yeah.
God Steven Jackson made it farther.
Yeah, I'm moving on. Steven Jackson.
Yep.
Everybody agrees here.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right,
He has
Steven
him.
Jackson with the clean sweep over Frank Gore in the fan bracket. They moved Marshawn Lynch over Steven Jackson, 35-17.
Oh, I was wrong.
It wasn't
So
even
Marshawn-
close.
Marshawn has way more respect out there than apparently compared to us. But
I think it's
I
for
need
the,
to find the average age of those voters.
I
It
do
might
love
just-
Marshawn though.
it might be because of the
I
poll.
do.
I used the picture of Marshawn doing the hold my dick in the end zone. So maybe they just like the picture.
yeah, that too. Maybe some of them don't even know Steven Jackson that well.
He's jumping backwards, holding his dick.
All right, Steven Jackson moves on for us. Marshawn moves on for the fans. Let's move on to round 2, matchup number 6. This one's interesting. Jamal Charles' peak was definitely a little bit better than Tiki, but I think Tiki just like overall crushed it in the 2000s compared to Jamal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking
Every
at
time I
2000
watch Tiki
stats,
Barber play the Eagles, I
Not
feel
close.
like he at least had over 100 scrimmage yards and a touchdown. So
Yeah.
I just
thought we
remember him
agreed not to bring that
dominating.
up.
I'm
Yeah, man.
sorry, I had to. That's
Like
what I
who?
remember him for.
He's like
he
the same.
earned my respect.
He was like the same type of running back as what Brian Westbrook kinda.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
really good pass catcher.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
mighty.
He was almost like the
Small but
original
mighty.
like Christian McCaffrey.
You know, it's funny that we brought up Brandon Jacobs last podcast, and now he wants to try out as like a linebacker or D end. He's
He
said,
listened.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, these people are gassing me up. I still got it.
Yeah, I'm taking Tiki.
I'm sending Tiki through.
Tiki.
Yeah,
If-
love Jamal Charles.
If he was
Obviously,
healthier
he had a
longer,
Love him to death.
Oh yeah,
Him
If
and
he
Dalvin
stayed healthy.
absolutely breaks my heart.
Yeah, he had a couple injuries during his prime that really kind of derailed his career numbers. But Tiki takes the cake for us, but for the fans, they went on the opposite here. Jamal Charles won 39-13 over Tiki Barber.
They don't remember.
Out.
They don't remember
They don't
Tiki.
remember.
You
Early
said
2000s.
139.
No, 39
No,
to 13.
39.
They won.
Jesus.
He won 39 to 13. Like won the matchup.
Yeah, I understand.
Just making sure I'm being clear to
We
the,
need some
to the
close-
listeners out there.
Closed captions.
Yeah, we're gonna need some captions for our podcast or something.
Let's just do sign language.
All right. Just kidding. I don't
Worst
know how
idea
to do
ever.
sign language. All right.
ASMR.
Let's move on here. Tiki Barber moves on for us. Round 2, matchup number 7. I think this one's pretty obvious for me. What do you guys think?
It's not
Yup.
even close. 28
Sorry,
touchdowns.
DeMarco.
28 touchdowns.
That's
Go
half
one
of DeMarco's
season.
career touchdowns.
Go DeMarcus. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, got to take
That
out
was
Sean
fucked up.
Alexander here.
Sean Alexander.
I always got mad he didn't spell it like me, but it's okay.
That's
He's
the
still a
real
beast.
way to spell Sean.
Yeah, that's like a manly way to spell Sean.
Okay, whatever.
At least it's not
least it's not
SEAN.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he'd probably be the worst running back in the league. Sean Alexander.
Mm.
All right, so we're all taking Sean Alexander here. He is moving on.
Sorry,
He wins
DeMarco.
38-14 over DeMarco in the fan bracket as well. I think it was just too obvious. Sean Alexander, that season, 28 touchdowns is just unreal.
That's that's absurd.
All right. Round 2, matchup number 8. Do we even got to say this one?
No, I'm gonna take a
No,
little
in
nap.
16 less games, Priest Holmes overall not look all down everything. They're all still better.
Yep.
You can't even try and pinpoint an area
not
where
lying.
Priest was better.
Priest Holmes was unreal in his
Hard to
peak.
make an argument for that.
Yeah. I think this one's too easy. Got to go Priest Holmes.
Yep.
No
Got
doubt.
Yep.
No doubt.
Sorry,
Priest Holmes.
Deuce.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Unanimous. Deuces.
Priest Holmes also won in the fan bracket. 40-9 over Deuce.
Damn.
Sorry.
It's a good
So.
job.
The fans were with us on this one too. Too obvious.
Proud of them.
All right. Halfway through the first round already here. Well, I guess second round of 32. Marshall Falk, the 3 seed, versus the 30 seed, LaShawn McCoy. Now, this one's interesting, but I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
I think
So-
if it was,
You got to go based off the rules.
Yeah.
it is the. That's what I'm saying. That's where I was going with it. If it was the whole career, I'll take Marshall Falk. But we're
Yeah,
talking
no
2000s. Look at the numbers in the 2000s.
Right, he's blowing him out of the
It's
water.
not close.
See ya.
Yeah, Marshall Falk had like 7 seasons in the 90s and only played till 2005. So, like, that really hurts his case for the best running back since the 2000s.
I mean,
Um,
when I see almost double the scrimmage yards, looking at Shady compared to Marshall Falk, I mean, it's like you can't really go against it.
Yeah. I mean, if we're looking at Marshall Falk's whole career, then we're
All
looking
right,
at
let
That's
Sean. This is why I
19,000
said we're
scrimmage
going
yards.
with the rules. We're going with the rules.
I'm taking Shady.
I'm
just
taking
because
Shady.
bigger
but
impact
Gotta
in the
go Shady.
2000s.
I'm
Do you
not
think-
gonna let that 455 fantasy point season be overlooked though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't
Do you think there
course,
was more
that's-
than?
with
Go ahead.
81 catches.
Do you think 8,000 plus of those rushing yards were with the Eagles?
Yeah. He's
Because
the
what was he
Eagles'
doing
all-time
after
leading
the
rusher.
Eagles besides the Bills?
Bills. I
He
don't
was
know.
pretty
He
solid
won
on
a
the Bills for a little
championship.
bit and then kind of bounced around.
Marshall, fuck you. Get out of here.
Dang,
Wow.
Too far.
He's a bad
You
man
were-
too.
You woke up and chose violence.
Yeah.
He's a bad man too.
All right. Well, we're taking Shady to move on. The fans completely disagree. They took Marshall Falk 40-19 over Shady. Maybe they
Can't hate
misunderstood
him
the
for it.
assignment, but I definitely respect it. Arguably one of the best seasons in the 2000s. So
Marshall
definitely makes
Falk
sense.
can go against Ray Rice in the felony bracket.
Felony bracket. Where's Plexico Burris for shooting? him?
Might have to do a felony bracket later.
That's a good idea.
That is a really good idea, dude.
That'd
Is,
be
le-
funny.
is,
That
Lex- is that considered a felony for Blacksco
It
Burst?
doesn't need to be felonies. We could just do like
Just crimes.
criminals.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon's DUI.
Criminal.
Mike Vick. That's my winner.
I was gonna say
Calling
Vic,
it
but then I
now.
was like,
Out of
I'm not
pocket.
gonna say Vic.
You got to.
Talk about that dog like Vic.
Oh man.
Thanks. All right, Shady moves on. Marshall Falk moves on for the fans. Let's move on to the next matchup. We got number 14, Alvin Kamara versus number 19, Le'Veon Bell. Honestly, this might have been like the toughest to decide for me throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, it takes a little more arguing just because Le'Veon Bell is like not really good anymore.
He's been
But,
irrelevant.
if he was like regular Pittsburgh Steelers Le'Veon Bell, then this would be easy sweep, I'd say. But I'm still going Le'Veon Bell just because his like prime's unreal. He was doing it all.
Yeah, his prime was
He had-
insane.
10 less touchdowns in his peak season and somehow managed to only have 7 less fantasy points.
Way more rushing yards. That's what really helped him out, and more
He
receiving
was
yards.
just
Way more.
feasting.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara never hit 1,000 yards rushing. I don't think. I think he's always been in like the 900s or 800s.
Overrated.
Yeah, but his receiving yards are probably crazy though.
It's always
Of course,
been-
every
yeah, he
time.
has at least 81 catches every year.
That's
is
And
best.
they also had Mark Ingram, so he was more of the runner, I'd say.
Yeah, of course. And Latavius Murray still gets carries now. But yeah, I agree with you, Q. I think Le'Veon Bell just had a bigger impact overall in the 2000s, even though he kind of went off the wall here the last couple of years.
Oh, Antonio Brown in the felony bracket. He might win.
All right, well, me and Q are taking Le'Veon. Who you guys taking?
And Ben Roethlisberger.
I'm taking Le'Veon.
Le'Veon.
Yeah, I can't argue with the overall stats. Got to be Le'Veon.
Yeah, Le'Veon moving on for us, the fans. Also,
I remember him and
disagree.
AB were like the first overall pick for like 4 years in a row. It was either
Yeah.
him or AB.
Yeah, he was top 5 easily for like the last half a decade here. But the fans disagreed with us. Alvin Kamara 40-19 over Le'Veon. Maybe it's because I used the picture of the Jets.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you gave him a bad.
Everybody's thinking about the
you
recent
set him up for
Le'Veon.
failure. Sean.
Forgot
You
how
can't
good
do
he
that.
was. But Kamara moves on for them. Le'Veon moves on for us. Let's move on to matchup number 11 here. Got Todd Gurley, Mr. Glass Knees,
Last
Versus-
sneeze.
Adrian Peterson. Love Todd
Yep.
Gurley. He's had some great seasons, but dude, I don't think it's close.
Not
Yeah,
close.
There
It's-
ain't no such thing as father time when it comes to AP.
Come
Well,
on, man.
Todd Gurley, his knees broke like his 5th year in the league.
Oh man.
AP came back from a torn ACL. You know what he did? Ran for 2,000.
oh my God, he's in the felony bracket also. I'm just gonna be thinking about this the whole time.
I thought that was what Matt was
Yo,
doing.
Q
Playing
was
the words.
upset.
I thought Matt was playing on words there.
Yeah, he said father time. Yo, chill.
Yeah, Father Time does beat some people. But I think like it's crazy how long Todd Gurley's been in the league. Like I saw highlights he was playing for the St. Louis Rams. So he
Yeah. You
If
forget
you-
how long he's been around.
yeah.
His dreads look like Lil Uzi's.
I'm
Let's
definitely
look at an
taking
AP for dreads. I thought we were talking about
like AP had dreads. Yeah. I think this one's too obvious. 2,000 yards, just his career numbers blow everybody out of the water. I'm taking AP.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
AP
Yep, yep.
moves on. The fans wholeheartedly agree 53-10.
Finally.
I love
Jeez.
this matchup. Not
This
this
next
one,
one?
the upcoming one. Yeah.
This one here, matchup number 12. David Johnson versus Derrick Henry.
It's not close.
It's
not
close for me,
close.
man.
It's not close. David Johnson was
Look.
good 1 year.
Yeah, he has been pretty irrelevant since.
He was good 1 year.
He was good a couple years.
He was good 1
He was
year.
solid a couple years though. But Derrick Henry obviously is the better running back, pure runner. Of course, Derrick Henry. Obviously, we've seen him run for 2,000 yards. But they played a roughly pretty close to the same amount of games. Pretty close scrimmage yards here, close touchdowns. David Johnson just a clear better receiver. I mean, it's really close. You could go either way on this one, in my opinion. But I mean, if you guys think it's not close, who
I
you
don't
guys
think it's
taking?
close.
I think it's Derrick Henry, and I think after this year, with the amount of running backs that Houston has, I think that we'll forget about David Johnson, unfortunately,
Yeah,
because they just signed someone else today, didn't they? Or
yeah. They
couple
signed
days
Rex
ago.
Burkhead.
you say,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you want to talk about a committee backfield, look at Houston.
They have like 10 running backs.
Yeah, we'll get
and
into that
back-to-back
for
rushing
sure leading
champion
up to the
Derrick
season.
Henry. Come on.
I don't think I'm drafting any Texans. Period.
they have the oldest
Unless
roster in
Watson
the
goes
league.
back.
Maybe.
I'll take Cooks.
I'll take Cooks.
Without Watson, scares me.
I'll
man.
take Cooks.
Tyrod Taylor.
Who's to say Watson's not going to be there?
Yeah.
I'm
Darren,
saying if Watson plays, then obviously you're
In the
taking
bracket.
Watson, you're taking Cooks.
yeah, he's in the bracket
In the
too.
bracket.
He might be. in
Wait,
the
whoa,
55
whoa!
bracket.
Innocent until proven guilty. He is not a felon.
Okay, well, pending bracket player.
You all took Derrick Henry. I
He's
was
in
gonna
the
take
play-in
David Johnson.
Yeah,
game, whatever.
in the playing
the
game.
felony playing.
I was gonna take David Johnson, but it doesn't really matter anyways. So Derrick Henry. Moving on. Fans completely agree with you guys. 51-10.
As they should.
Respect it. I respect it. All right, let's move on to matchup number 13. We got Ed James versus Jamal Lewis.
Sean, why do you say his name like
Yeah,
that?
why did you say it like that?
How do you say it?
Edger.
Edgerrin.
I thought it was Ed Jaron.
You said Marjorie James.
Eddie James versus Jamal Lewis.
Jaron James.
Edgerrin James. All right, whatever. I'm taking Edgerrin James.
Me too.
I don't want to say his name anymore, so you guys can say who you're taking.
I mean, I don't really see how you pick you go against.
Yeah,
him.
I'll just it's easy. I'll just agree with you. It's Edgerrin James.
Yeah, no debate.
Yeah, I mean it's really close, but like it's pretty obvious. Like,
Close,
looking
but
at
it's
the career
not.
Stats like the receiving yards are better, more touchdowns. Yeah. James is moving on for us, and he's moving on for the fans. 46-12. Yo, Matt, stop chuckling. I know I didn't say his first name.
I'm sorry, we
reason.
bullied you for not saying his first.
He says it if it was spelled Ed with a comma or a hyphen. Jaron James.
Ed Jarin.
Edgerrin.
My bad. I apologize,
Jamin.
Mr. James. To
Mr.
you, if you're
James.
watching or listening, come on the podcast, hang out. I'll say it right next time. I promise. All right. Well, Mr. James is moving on for us, moving on for the fans. Let's go to matchup number 14. Amon Green versus Matt Forte.
Why are you saying it like that?
You want me to say
Ah.
Amon?
Almond green.
right.
Almond green.
Come on,
Amon
Matt's
Green,
losing it, dude.
That's his name.
Matt's turning bright red.
Yo, Matt, you look like the wall behind you. All right. Let's
Don't
focus
mind
up
me.
here. I'm taking Matt Forte. This one was actually pretty close too, but Amon Green. He had a couple seasons in the 90s, so I think that hurts him a little bit. I'm taking Matt Forte, arguably the best pass catcher.
I think overall, at running backs, we can included the 90s. Amon Green would probably win.
Yeah, he would be really solid for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, taking Matt Forte.
Yeah, I'm taking Matt Forte too, just because I can't look at that 102 receptions and not take him.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just-
insane.
Absurd.
He was like a wide receiver one without the rushing stats.
Yeah, even on the Jets, he was still relevant. That doesn't
Yeah.
usually happen.
Does not usually happen. Matt, you
Good
taking
point.
Forte as well?
Of course, we share the same first name.
Wow.
Good one. All right.
Matt, stay
So
together.
Forte is moving on as well in the fan bracket, 39-18 over Green. All right. Round two matchup number 15. We have Ricky Williams. Just kidding.
Ricky! We need to put that sound in there.
We got Ricky Williams versus Reggie Bush.
Ricky Williams, another felony bracket guy. I don't know. I think he did something.
You just loves knowing NFL player crimes off the field. All right. I'm taking Ricky, though. I don't think it's close. Way
Not
better
close.
running back overall. Reggie Bush,
Yeah.
better pass catcher, but Ricky Williams blows him out of the water
Run it
everywhere
up.
else.
Run it
Yeah.
up. On to the next one.
All right, Ricky, moving on. And for the fans, moving on as well, 40-19. And I think this last one's also pretty quick here, too. Zeke, obviously, he's played 20 more games, but I'm still taking Christian McCaffrey here.
McCaffrey easily.
Only 11 less touchdowns.
Zeke's on the
Way better
downfall.
Pass catching here.
Zeke is boo boo bubba.
Don't get Sean started on Zeke.
No, I think Zeke's going to be good this year. I think he was just bad because I had him.
Yeah.
It's bad luck. I think he'll be
I
good
think
with
it's
Dak
bad.
back. For sure. I'm not
Bad
worried
because
about
he's
it.
bad.
Zeke's solid, but I'm taking
Just
McCaffrey in
sucks.
this bracket. I think overall, like that peak season is second best all time. Got to take him. Well, second best since 2000.
Yeah.
My apologies. We're all taking McCaffrey.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Lock it in. McCaffrey's moving on. And for the fans, it was disrespectful, 57-6 over Zeke.
Sorry, Zeke.
Sorry, Zeke. You're trash.
Beat me.
Before we get into the Sweet 16, let's get into today's sponsor, the Thrive Fantasy app for iOS and Android.
Wow.
Thrive Fantasy app is a daily fantasy sports app for player props and setting daily fantasy lineups. So if you download the Thrive Fantasy app today, use our promo code SUPERFB, that is SUPERFB, and you deposit $20 or more, you will receive an instant $20 bonus. So go check out the Thrive Fantasy app today. Make sure you use our code to get that bonus, and go mess around with the NBA playoffs. They're still going on right now. I know it's the football off season, but there's a lot of good sports going on. MLB is going on. You can set daily fantasy lineups there. Download the Thrive Fantasy app, use our code, and win some money.
Yay.
All right, let's get right into the Sweet 16 here, boys.
Do it.
Yes.
All right, Sweet 16, matchup number 1. Love Brian Westbrook, but I don't think it's close.
We're somewhat rational people.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
know.
if I was biased, I would try and make a case.
What case would you? I don't even
What,
know
there's
the
no
case
case to
you'd
be made.
make, dude. There's
Yards per carry is your only case. And that's because LT played for so long.
0.3 yards.
Point 3 is really
Yo, that
critical.
point 3 is crucial.
Do you think Brian Westbrook would take himself over LT?
No.
No,
Not a
no
shot.
shot.
Not in his right mind.
Maybe. How about his left mind?
I saw Brian Westbrook at my Applebee's when I used to work there.
Oh, wow.
You own an Applebee's?
No, I cleaned up his plates.
Did you eat his leftovers?
I did not eat his leftovers,
You
but
took
I,
a sample of his
bag and
I
Yeah,
held the
yeah.
door for him when he left, though.
However,
He's
Did
a-
you say I love you?
said, peace out, B West.
Oh, I was.
I got a little man.
That's
Scary.
messed
It was
up, Q.
intimidating.
Starstruck. Yeah, Brian Westbrook was super
Sean has a
solid, but
poster of shirtless Brian Westbrook in his room.
thank God Brian Westbrook's getting knocked out, so we don't have to mention that again.
It's him and Donovan McNabb shirtless holding the football with one
No,
hand.
it's not. It's just Westbrook.
It's like a prom picture with the football as a corsage.
Croissant.
Westbrook was the GOAT. Leave me alone. I'm taking
Clearly
LT.
not.
We're all taking LT.
Yes.
Not close. We're moving
Yeah.
on. And
Put him
Sweet
through.
16, LT also moves on for the fans, 47-6 over B West. Not
GGs.
close. 6 votes for Brian Westbrook, though. You got some
Nice.
respect out there. Probably biased from our Philly fans, but that's okay. It's okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
You love to see it.
Let's get into matchup number 2. Now, this one is interesting. We got CJ2K versus Arian Foster. Now, CJ2K obviously played way more games, 50 more games here, roughly 3 more seasons. Arian Foster had a lot of injuries, Achilles and everything. I think he might have tore his ACL also, or it might have just been his Achilles. I don't remember. But either way, this one's close. Who you guys taking?
Chris Johnson.
I'm taking Chris Johnson. I'm sorry, Matt, but if you're the first player ever to get 100 speed in Madden, I just
Yeah.
But all right, listen to me. 50 less games. He had more touchdowns and more receiving yards on less receptions. Come on,
but he
Kyle.
also had over 3,000 less rushing yards.
And the peak seasons are only off by 1 fantasy point.
Yeah, they were both elite. in
Yeah,
the
well,
league.
Chris Johnson won that. He's got the 1 extra point.
He's got the 1 extra point.
Does have the 1 extra point. I'm taking Arian Foster with Matt too, which makes it a tie,
Mm.
which brings it to the fan bracket tiebreaker. CJ2K moving on.
Let's go.
41
Just like Arian
to
Foster.
11 over Arian Foster.
Foster.
Foster, Arian Foster.
I'm taking Arian Foster. It's not. I like him a lot.
Arian
It definitely was
Foster's
close.
home for imaginary
But
friends.
Chris Johnson moves on. CJ2K stays alive. Arian Foster hit the road, Jack.
And don't you come back.
Get into the third matchup. Steven Jackson versus Tiki Barber. Now, this one's also tough, man. What are you guys thinking?
Steven Jackson.
Mm,
Steven Jackson?
Yeah, look at Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson.
Look at him. He's a monster.
Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson.
Peak season crazy. Rushing yards crazy. Well,
Peak
then
season, crazy.
Peak season crazy.
He was on another one.
peak season busting.
Yeah.
Matt,
I
you
don't
want to talk?
know.
You want to talk about how Tiki Barber?
I think I'm
used
taking
to
Tiki Barber.
Run all over us. You want to talk
He
about that again?
did, but I'm sure Steven Jackson did the same thing. Yeah, except we didn't play him twice a year.
All right. I think I got to take Tiki Barber, though. In 50 less games, only 2,000 less yards,
Yeah.
about the same amount of catches,
More receiving yards.
I
I
do.
just love Steven Jackson. I gotta go Tiki though.
I'm taking Tiki also.
I'm going Steven Jackson.
T-Gods? What we got?
What's the verdict?
I noticed an error in the Tiki Barber's scrimmage yards. There's no comma, so that number
There's no
is.
comma in.
I actually didn't put a
Like,
comment in
almost
any of
any
them
of them.
except Steven Jackson.
Look at Steven Jackson's scrimmage yards,
The only one
comma.
that's the only one I put a comma in for some reason.
Yeah, give him the respect.
T-Gods, who you taking?
Steven Jackson.
All right. We got another tie here, which means we have to defer to the fans. But we don't have the results. So the fans also eliminated Tiki Barber and Steven Jackson before this point.
So what do we do now?
We gotta
Wait,
make.
this-
We gotta make a call.
We got to make a call.
Or
We gotta make a call.
Or someone sway me.
Call him.
Look at Steven Jackson's rushing yards compared to Tiki. That's all I got.
We gotta phone a friend.
All right, let's phone
The OG
my God.
podcast
fourth
member, live
podcast
on the
member.
podcast.
The most unreliable guy on the planet. You're
Yeah,
gonna
he's
call
not
him.
gonna
I wouldn't be
answer.
surprised
Let's
if
see
he
if he
doesn't
picks up.
answer.
Let's see if he
He's
picks
not
up.
answering.
I'll put
He'd
him
be
on
like,
speaker.
hello.
Hold on, I got to hear this.
Yeah, you thought he was. Oh,
No ball.
Yo, you are currently live on the Super Fantasy Bros podcast.
So,
All right, so we are currently doing the bracket here, and we've run into a tiebreaker, which the fans already eliminated the running backs. So we need some help from the former fifth member of the Super Fantasy Bros
he's-
podcast.
yes, sir.
All right, so we got 5 seed Steven Jackson versus 21 seed Tiki Barber. Me and Matt are taking Tiki, T-Gods, and Q are taking Steven Jackson. Who you taking?
Fuck. That's
If he-
tough. Let
Alright.
me do some research real quick.
well, you just tell him.
Just read them off the numbers.
I can give you some numbers real quick here. We got Steven Jackson's played 50 more games. He had 11,000 rushing yards, 460 catches, 3,600 receiving yards, 15,000 scrimmage yards, and 78 touchdowns. Tiki Barber had 9,500 rushing yards, only 15 less catches in 50 less games, more receiving yards, which is like 300 more at 3,900. But like overall 13,000 scrimmage yards. So like a little bit less, and then 20 less touchdowns in 50 less games.
Hmm.
My man's trying to sway him.
This
He's
is
trying to sway him.
just better fantasy running back, right?
Yeah, better fantasy running back since the 2000s. So their peaks. I mean,
Tell me
it's
don't have all
close.
night.
That's close.
Do we need a tiebreaker, dude? Just pick one.
I go Steven Jackson.
Let's go.
Steven Jackson, lock it in, moving on. All
Thank you,
right, we
Dave.
appreciate it, Dave. We'll see you back on the podcast sometime this season.
Is it on right now or no?
Tell him
No, it's
yeah,
not on.
tell him yeah.
We're pre-recording, but
Okay.
all right, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Give him a kiss.
Giving him a kiss.
He's so
All right.
funny.
I think pre-show we all decided on Tiki, but Steven Jackson's moving on. I agree with that. I mean, I'm not against it. I think you guys
You
swayed
can't-
me.
Yeah.
Steven Jackson was a beast. Steven Jackson's moving on for us, and he's moving on for nobody else because the fans had a different matchup. Jamal Charles won 29-23 over Marshawn Lynch.
Let's go. At least we took out
That's
Marshawn
a
Lynch.
bad take. That's an awful take.
We had some wild fans taking both of them in general, but let's move on. Spent a lot of time on that matchup. Round 3 matchup number 4.
All right, let's make this one quick then.
I think this one,
Yeah.
it's close, but
It's
I'm taking
close.
Priest Holmes. It's
Yeah.
he had what, almost 150 less fantasy points in 42 less games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. If you
Just
had
a way
him, you
better
probably
pass
won.
catcher.
Look at the
They-
peaks. Look at the peaks.
Look at
Dude,
the
he had like
peaks.
55 touchdowns in like a 3-season span. Like, I know he had the record for a very short time. 2003, he had 27 touchdowns in a season, which was the record. Sean Alexander broke it, but I still think Priest Holmes' season was more impressive with the receiving numbers.
Yeah.
74 catches to 15.
Why was he not
More
catching the
scrimmage
ball?
yards too. I don't know. They didn't use him in the passing game.
Oh,
Matt
that's what
Hasselbeck was.
Derrick
slinging
Henry
it to
literally
anyone
had
else.
19 catches last year, and he was like a top 3 running back on the season.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Alexander was definitely number one that season for sure, but doesn't compare to Priest Holmes' peak season here. So I'm taking Priest. Who you guys taking?
Priest.
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 All right. Priest Holmes moving on for us and moves on for the fans 30-20 over Sean Alexander. Close one. Matchup number 5.
This is
got
juicy.
Le'Veon Bell versus Shady McCoy. What do you guys think?
I'm taking Shady.
Yeah.
He was relevant for longer than Le'Veon was.
Way longer.
Way
Yeah.
longer.
I think he was overall better, like rusher as well. He found the gaps. He was basically like he kind of ran in a similar style to Le'Veon Bell. Like
I was
super
just about to
patient.
say
Yeah,
he
little
was
jump.
almost just as patient as Le'Veon. They
Exactly.
would kind of just sit, dance behind the line, and once they saw the hole, they would just shoot.
It was Shady cracked people.
Yeah, even in the snow.
Even in
Even
the
in
Shady
the
was so
snow.
shifty. Of course, look at the picture there. But yeah, I'm taking Shady. Le'Veon might have had a little bit of a higher peak, but I think Shady overall had the bigger impact.
Yep.
2000s.
GG's too easy.
Too
Jeez.
easy. Shady's moving on. For the fans, I don't think either of them were in at this point. It looks like it was it was Marshall Falk was still around, and he went over Alvin Kamara 36-14. So
Those
fans
brackets are
bracket
so
is definitely a
different.
little bit different for sure.
So different.
That's an understatement.
I mean, it's definitely a little bit. They didn't have all the data in front of them. They're just kind of picking between pictures, makes it a little bit tougher.
Understandable.
It was cuter.
Yeah, that was the whole point of the podcast. All right, round 3, matchup number 6. Adrian Peterson versus Derrick Henry. I love Derrick Henry, but
I love Derrick Henry.
I don't think it's close.
I don't think it's close either.
You just got to go off what Matt said earlier. He tore his ACL and came back and rushed for 2K. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said. And
Oh,
then
you
you were
could-
trying to bring up a different type
All
of father
you could
time.
talk about was him getting in trouble.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything else he said besides father time.
I mean, honestly, based on this picture, Derrick Henry should be in there too for manslaughter.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
man.
Yeah, I'm taking AP. AP was too
Yeah.
good. Got to take AP.
AD,
Again, I
AD,
think if this
AP.
was 5 years in the future, it'd
Derrick
be
Henry
different.
might have an
Yeah,
argument.
it's different, but gotta focus on right now, man.
AP could
Yep.
still be playing.
He might
He could be.
be.
Could be. You're not wrong there.
I would bet
Uh,
money that he plays this season.
Yeah, he's gonna find a job somewhere probably. But AP wins for us. AP wins for the fans, 34-17 over Derrick
Sean, I
Henry.
request full name pronunciations.
Adrian Peterson wins
No,
this
next
round.
round.
All right.
Oh, here we are. Here we are.
I don't know if I want to, man. Mr. James is back.
Who? What James?
LeBron
James.
He's
Alright.
back, but is he here
Edger
to
and
stay?
James.
Mandarin James.
Edger and James versus Matt Forte. Honestly, this one's really close also.
Yeah, it is.
This one's one of the tougher ones. Who you got? Who you guys leaning towards here?
Peaks are hard to choose from, but I mean, like, the receiving that Matt Forte has compared to Edgerrin James,
Yeah.
the receptions and the yards, I can't go against it.
That has
Like
to give
Sean
him-
said
the edge.
last round, Matt Forte might be the best pass catching running back that we've seen to this day so far. So it's hard to
Yeah.
go against it.
Yeah,
agree.
103 catches in one season.
And look at the scrimmage
554
yards.
catches. I think 554 is like second or third since 2000. LT is first, of course, but still taking Matt Forte here. I think just the scrimmage yards, touchdowns. I know he had like basically one more season, but I still think he had a bigger impact on the 2000s here.
Definitely.
For sure.
Agreed.
All right. We all agree Matt Forte is moving on. Fans disagree in probably one of the tightest matchups we had. Edgerrin James won 28-24 over Matt Forte. 4-vote difference. Close one for sure. All right. Let's move on to matchup number 8. Again, this one might be pretty obvious, but Christian McCaffrey versus Ricky Williams. Who you guys taking?
Christian McCaffrey.
CMC.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Just
As
make
much
up for
as
some
Ricky
of that
Williams-
lost time.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Ricky
go ahead.
Williams. No, you're right. But yeah, Ricky Williams, I mean, he had obviously a much longer career, but McCaffrey blew
Look at
his
the receiving
numbers
yards.
Right.
out of the water and won almost a third of the games. He'll probably catch him in touchdowns in the next
Easily.
2 seasons.
Or this season.
Yeah, I'm taking McCaffrey.
And also almost 100 more fantasy points during his peak season is kind of
116 catches, just insanity.
If he
That's
just
crazy.
breaks Sean Alexander's touchdown record this year, he'll be above Ricky Williams.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be a lot of touchdowns to break, but could happen. All right, McCaffrey moving on for us. Also moving on for the fans. The fans love Christian McCaffrey. Put him 48-5 over Ricky Williams.
How could you hate him?
How could you hate me?
Couldn't. All right,
That's a
let's get
Gierbo
into-
song for all the fans wondering what that reference was.
Yeah, I didn't catch it. Sorry, pal.
It's all right. That doesn't surprise me. Ed Sheeran.
Let's move on to the Elite 8. Edgerrin James has been eliminated, so I do not have to say that name again. Actually, I might in the fan bracket. But either way,
Darn it.
Elite 8, round 4, matchup number 1, LT versus CJ2K.
Not close.
It's not close.
Not
Sadly.
close. LT,
Oh,
send him through.
whoa,
Dude,
what happened to the first player to get 100 on Madden?
That doesn't really matter against these stats. Are you kidding me?
Dude,
Uh,
LT,
alright.
31 touchdowns in a season.
the best running back season in the 2000s.
Tripled his touchdowns. More than tripled.
My God.
It's way more rushing yards. I mean, he played 40 more games, but still, like, double the receptions, double the receiving yards, 7,000 more scrimmage yards.
I
It's
think LT had the best individual season of all time.
Yeah,
I think that's
Most
just
touchdowns, too.
facts.
Yeah.
LT.
I just wasn't sure, so I didn't want to say it was a fact and then be wrong.
I'm not sure either, but
We lose credibility.
You could argue either way. I mean, he didn't have as many rushing yards as Chris Johnson did, but he had another 56 catches.
Yeah, but now we're
508
just
yards,
pulling
so he had more-
hairs.
Yeah, exactly. But he had
31
touchdowns.
31.
That really gives him the edge there. 31 times got into the end zone. All right. Ladainian Tomlinson's moving on.
Yep.
It's not close. It's close, but it's not that close. And the fans agree that it's not that close. 39-5 over Chris Johnson. Crazy, crazy stuff. Round 4, matchup number 2. We got Priest Holmes versus Steven Jackson.
Steven
Not Tiki
Jackson.
Barber. We had a switch last minute
We
here.
did have a switch.
So just to remind you guys, Steven Jackson, 160 games. He had 11,000 rushing yards, 460 catches, 3,600 receiving yards, 15,000 scrimmage yards, and 78 touchdowns.
I don't know if it makes a difference for me. I still might be going Priest Holmes.
I'm taking Priest Holmes. I don't
Got
think.
to.
I think whoever won that matchup was destined for
Yeah.
a tough loss.
Failure.
Yeah.
They
Priest Holmes had more
we set him
touchdowns
up for
in
failure.
literally half as many games.
I think Steven Jackson had a better shot than Tiki Barber.
I agree. Looking
Definitely
back on
did.
it, I
Definitely
think
did.
so.
Yeah. I mean, Priest Holmes, the only thing that hurt him was his injuries. Other than that, he was just unreal. And he also had some seasons in the 90s, if you don't remember. He started in 97. So like his career, these aren't even like his career.
I mean, I
career
was born in
numbers.
'97, so I doubt I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I was gonna
remember
say
that season.
I was 3. I do not remember.
You know
You were
what I mean.
3 in '97.
No, he was 3 like in
Uh,
2000, I guess.
I swear I heard 99 somewhere. Or 2000.
Wow.
Doesn't matter. Whatever. I was born in 96.
He started in 97,
Old head.
finished in 07. But injuries really hurt him. But either way, Priest Holmes, his peak during the early 2000s was beyond elite. So Priest Holmes moving on.
Bring him home.
eliminated Tiki Barber. For the fans, let me double check, see where they had this matchup going. I don't think, Priest Holmes lost to his Chiefs.
Jamal Charles.
I don't even know what to call that. The guy who took over after him, Jamal Charles, 26-19.
What was that after?
It was
His
way
heir
after
to
him.
the throne.
It was Larry Johnson was in between.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like
um,
it makes sense.
Yeah, Q, you look like Casper right now. What's happening?
I know the lights are so bright.
Super
I
bright.
need to fix the light bulb and the fan. Oh my, like the big room light. So like it's just very bright right now.
Oh, good. But
You
Jamal
look
Charles,
luminescent.
You're
Jamal
glowing.
Charles moves on to round
pregnant glow.
5 for the fans. I think we eliminated him in round 2 or round 3. So the fans really love Jamal Charles
Yeah, they do.
even more than Priest Holmes. But we
can't
move
blame
Priest
you.
Holmes on. Let's get into matchup number 3. This one's interesting, but again, I don't think it's too close. Adrian Peterson versus Shady McCoy. Who you guys got?
I want it to be interesting, but it's just not. AP easily.
AD,
Yeah, It's
man.
close. I mean, obviously AP's the better rusher. Shady's the better pass catcher. He has 200 more receptions.
One was
1,400 more
actually-
receiving yards, but
Look at the touchdowns. Yeah, I was just gonna
throughout the
say the
career?
touchdowns.
I know the touchdowns blow him out.
in
The
10
rushing
more
yards blow him
games?
out. The scrimmage yards overall.
That's the nail in the coffin right there.
I think that's what crushes it for Shady.
Put him
Also,
in
the
a
peak
call.
season, 2K yards. Taking AP.
Is
Easily.
there? Who you
Adrian
taking, Q?
Peterson all day.
Adrian Peterson.
matter who you're taking.
All right, Adrian Peterson moving on for us. He also moved on for the fans, eliminated Marshall Falk, who had made it all the way to the Elite Eight for the fans.
All right.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. Marshall, fuck you.
That's what you say.
Pretty sure that's just you, man. But anyways, moving on to round 4, matchup number 4, we have Christian McCaffrey versus Matt Forte. I think Matt Forte could be considered Christian McCaffrey's father,
The 2 wide receiver ones.
considering
They
where
do look alike.
And they're both
I
they're the
see
same
it.
number too.
Yeah.
But
That's it.
definitely the original, I guess you could say, Christian McCaffrey, the best pass catching running back of like the mid 2000s. But I don't know, man. This one's tough. Who are you guys?
Not
taking?
really.
I don't know. Christian McCaffrey in almost a third of the games is kind of catching up to where Matt Forte was at the end of his career. So I mean, you could make a case for McCaffrey, but I gotta go OG.
I respect it.
I'm going Christian McCaffrey.
T-Gods?
Sean.
T-Gods?
Sean.
Who are you taking?
I don't want
Come
to.
on.
I don't want to. You go first.
All right. Well, I think I'm actually going to take Matt Forte. I just think impact in the 2000s overall, Matt Forte had a bigger impact. I know McCaffrey clearly had the way better season with more receptions in that season, more receiving yards, more touchdowns, more rushing yards at his peak. But Forte did more in the 2000s for me.
This is one where you could say Matt Forte walks so CMC could run.
Yeah.
This is
Could say
true.
that. All right, T-Gods, who you taking? Tying it up.
Okay, so I'm gonna save us the extra 10 minutes.
We might have to make
I'm
a phone
I'm
call.
gonna save us the extra 10 minutes.
No, we actually have a tiebreaker for this one.
Oh, do we?
Yeah,
If you
Changes
choose the
everything.
tiebreaker.
if you choose it, because McCaffrey made it this far.
Dude, like it's so hard because I'm stuck between like peak seasons and like all-time stats.
Yeah,
That's like that peak season's nuts.
It is.
He literally has running back 1 and wide receiver
1K,
1 numbers.
1K.
Like
yeah.
that's. I'll take Matt Forte. I can't.
It takes Forte. Forte is moving on. That's an upset. I think pre-show we had McCaffrey.
I think we did, but
to the next round. But
you swayed me.
I agree.
You swayed
I feel
me.
you.
Sometimes you just gotta like really.
You gotta take a
dive
second
into
look.
the
You gotta take a
numbers,
second
yeah.
look.
You got to take a second look, of course. So Matt Forte moving on for us. For the fans, McCaffrey was moving on 39-5 over Edgerrin James. It wasn't Forte, but we still would have leaned towards McCaffrey because the fans loved him so
What was
much.
the tiebreaker?
McCaffrey over Edgerrin James 39-5.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I think that's all. I think there's a touch of recency bias in some of these McCaffrey votes, considering he's arguably the best running back right now. But
The best.
anyways, let's get into the final 4. Even though McCaffrey's not in it. Round 5, matchup number 1, 1 seed versus 4 seed. LaDainian Tomlinson versus Priest Holmes. Who you guys taking?
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's a come on, man.
All right,
Like,
Chris Berman.
Peak
He's got a
seasons-
cakewalk to the finals.
Peak seasons are close.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They
Peak seasons
are.
are close.
Everything else, not so much.
Double his touchdowns.
If
throughout
we
his
were going
career.
like strictly on peak seasons, it'd be close. I mean, obviously, LT still takes the cake, but like if we included multiple seasons from 2001 to 2003,
What is with these running backs scoring 27 plus touchdowns and like were they not playing defense in the 2000 like three?
Priest Holmes had
This-
61 touchdowns over a span of 3 seasons.
This is the era where running backs learn that they could actually catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah,
And
oh my god, I
defenses
got
didn't
it.
know what to do. They say, "Yo, I can run around."
He had 6,500 scrimmage yards in only 3 seasons in the 2000s. Priest
Insane.
Holmes, like his peak was nuts for like multiple seasons, but LT longevity, played more in the 2000s. I think it's
Double the
obvious.
amount of scrimmage yards.
Yeah, got to go LT.
Yeah.
Well taken, LT.
Mhm.
Yeah.
LT moves on. He moves on for the fans as well. 38-4 over Jamal Charles. Jamal Charles got eliminated in the final 4 for the fans as well. So we move on to round 5, matchup
We got
number
another
2.
switch up.
We got another switch up here. We got Adrian Peterson versus Matt Forte
That just
Christian
makes it
McCaffrey.
easier for someone.
eliminated. So essentially,
Does it?
what do you guys think is better?
Easily.
Better pass catcher or better rushing? I still think AP's numbers blow Forte out of the
Yeah.
water a little
Yeah.
bit.
AP.
AP.
AP did play 34 more games. Obviously, he has 5,000 more rushing yards
Spicy.
in those games.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say like,
in terms of passing numbers, Forte
The-
blows him out.
The
of the water
fantasy
there.
points are closer than I expected, especially with AP playing more games. That's
It's the PPR. I mean,
yeah.
you give Matt Forte 250 more points just on receptions alone,
But doesn't cut it for me.
and 2,200 more points on receiving yards.
So
So
close, but not
that's what brings it
enough.
close. But yeah, AP has to move on. I mean, he
Audemars
just has to.
Patek.
damn. Oh.
Adrian Peterson moves on, and for the fans, they had McCaffrey in the final 4 with AP, like we almost did. And AP barely eked out a victory over McCaffrey, 29-26. 3 votes separated the two. Very close, but AP moves on. Let's get into the championship, the finals.
Get the crown.
Look
I
at
think
that
we
man
know-
right there. Look at that man.
I think we know who we're going to take, but LaDainian
Yeah.
Tomlinson versus Adrian Peterson. The fans actually had the same
It was
finals,
unfair.
despite all of the different matchups.
That is crazy how at the end it didn't even matter.
Didn't matter. It was still the same results.
Different roads.
They were bound to meet each other in the finals.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean-
these are the best 2 we've ever seen.
I honestly thought it was gonna be Christian McCaffrey and LT in the finals. From like when we first started making the polls.
I just think McCaffrey didn't play enough in the 2000s yet. I think 5 years from now,
I don't think he
McCaffrey
even
might
needs
win
5
this.
years. If those numbers keep up, he does not need 5
if he
years.
stays healthy, he needs 3.
yeah,
Max.
he's
I
gonna.
mean,
be
last
maybe
year,
2
what did he
unreal.
play? 4 game, like 3 games,
Yeah,
had
3
6
games.
touchdowns and whatever else.
Yeah, I mean, it's
My man is a menace.
it's insane. But
Problem.
AP, I mean,
First
obviously
overall pick.
one of the not AP. I mean, LT, one of the best for ever seasons for a running back. 10 plus touchdowns in every single season from 2001 to 2009. 9 seasons with 50 plus catches, 1,000 plus rushing yards in every season from 2001 to 2008. The numbers speak for themselves there.
They don't make
AP
him like him anymore.
AP gets the nod for maybe better rushing ability, just as like a pure rusher. He also had 10 plus touchdowns from 2007, 2013, and 2015, and 8 1,000 yard seasons. So he obviously had pretty close numbers, but I think the pass catching ability of LT,
Yeah,
blows it out of the
I
water.
appreciate all the
624 catches.
stats you just put up, but it doesn't matter.
We were talking about Matt Forte being like arguably one of the best pass catchers. LT has 70 more catches, more receiving yards,
He is the best.
also 13,000 rushing yards, 162 touchdowns, dude.
You don't add one of in front of the best for this one.
Yeah. Daniel Tomlinson
Where do you think
wins the
you
bracket,
where do you think LT ranks all time?
arguably
Top
number
two, and he's
one,
not
but
two.
top three. Marshall
You're
Falk
Top
might
two,
actually
and
have
he's
him
not two.
overall if you want to look at it that way. But
People are gonna be putting the guys who wear like the leather helmets in there.
I think I might actually take Marshall Falk over LT. It's close though. It's close.
You can make a case for Barry Sanders.
Yeah, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, some of those guys too.
Jim Brown. I think he
Jim
was a
Brown way
leatherhead.
back in the day.
I don't know
Jim
why,
Brown
but that
walked,
just
so all these
sounds
running backs could
racist.
run. All right. Anyways, LT wins. We wrap it up here. The fans also agree, and it wasn't close. LT won 41-13 over Adrian Peterson. It was destiny, but it was fun to break down all of the different matchups and how close some of these guys were over the past couple decades. Let's see if any of these more recent guys can crack into this top 64. But anyways, I think that's a wrap for the show here. We will be back soon with our initial rankings podcast, breaking down some of our most interesting takes early on.
100
Q,
days
hit us
until
with your joke.
kickoff.
Is
Oh,
that
no,
true?
it'll be a 90.
98.
98 days till kickoff.
Come on,
September
Matt. You had one
9th.
job, Matt. You
Yeah.
had one job, Matt.
Sorry, man. They've already asked if we were live.
Yeah, he spoiled our cover.
Q, I'm pretty sure you said it in like the first 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, because we talked about the Sixers,
And you were like, I think they would already have won at this point.
the gentleman's sweep.
All right, Q, hit us with your joke of the week.
How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it.
Good, John.
That was a
was
good joke,
funny.
Q.
That was fun.
We don't need a second joke this week.
Let's go, because I
One
didn't
was
have
enough. Last week we made you pull one out of your rear end.
one.
I forget what last week's was, but I remember it being bad.
It was a series of jokes.
The last couple of weeks we were grilling him. All right. But anyways, if you want to continue to stay up to date with our content, make sure you're following us on Twitter at Super FB Podcast, Instagram at Super Fantasy Podcast, YouTube, just search Super Fantasy Bros. We're one of the first links there. Pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts, we are there as Super Fantasy Bros. Even if you're one of those people that use like Google Podcasts or something. Like, I don't know what you guys are doing. But anyways, that's a wrap. LT is the best running back since the 2000s statistically, and as voted by you guys and us. It's a wrap, guys. Peace.